How do full-time van lifers get their campers ready for winter? Well, we've got icy climates coming and we've got to take this very seriously and we don't have much time to do it. Some of the things we're about to show you might surprise you in the huge list of things that we've got to tick off to prepare ourselves for winter. Our biggest problem is we've got a lead battery. But the most important thing for wintertime van life is this.
And it's just so soft. It's lovely.
You're testing out your new jacket.
Oh, it's cold.
I thought maybe is it something that every mechanic can do? Turns out it isn't. It's a very specialist job. So we've just gotten back from Peterborough. The first massive thing on the list that we had to do was get the suspension upgraded. It's not really a winter thing, it's just more of a structural thing, but it's something that we had to do. The Ford Ranger can handle up to a ton of weight, and the demountable on the back that we're living in, the Gladiator, is less than a ton, much less than a ton. However, consistently being on the back of a pickup truck does put a lot of strain on it. So you need to get airbags or heavy duty leaf springs or both to sort of deal with that. So now it's sitting so much better. We're happy with that. We're actually down in Reading right now. We've been zooming around trying to get stuff sorted because we are leaving to go to Lapland imminently with Arctic Circle, minus 30, minus 20, that sort of thing. And the biggest concern that you guys have mentioned in comments as well, and that we know about, is the wheels and the tyres. Actually, when we went to go and get the suspension upgraded, it was a specific Ford Ranger place that did it, and we compared our tyres with other ones who aren't going to the Arctic, and our tread on our tyres was terrible. And really, it's one of the most important things. So we've run down to Rogue Alloy in Reading, are really nice guys, and they deal with all sorts of tyres and wheels, really awesome looking wheels as well. But the most important thing is safety first, right? And we've asked them like last minute if they could find something for us. They haven't got it here. Hopefully we're going to return in a few days. They're going to have it on our way to either the tunnel or the ferry to go to Europe. So it's very tight. They're very accommodating, very nice guys, and we'll see what they can do. So let's hope by the end of this year we're going to have some brand new wheels that are going to be able to handle icy, snow, compact roads. We are actually heading right now to the other end of the country. We're going to Wrexham, which is sort of like North Wales-ish, and we're going there for probably in line with the most important winter upgrade you can have for icy climates. We're heading there now. A long route over the next couple of days. We're going to keep an eye on our electronics in an off-grid setup. There's no solar this time of year. And see if our electronics in the back of this Gladiator can handle long, dark nights with only 3 hours of daylight each day, with the use of the electrics, the diesel heater and everything like that that's going to be running all the time. If it can't handle it, then we really need to pull something out the bag with that as well. Some serious upgrades. More about that, and we're going to show you all of our winterizing of ourselves and the winterizing of the camper and the truck as we move forward. We haven't got much time, we need to get moving.
Okay, cool. So off we go to Wrexham in North Wales. I do love a trip to North Wales, though we won't be doing any hikes, unfortunately. This will do. We found a park up in Wrexham, and it's a bit random, but we're gonna just stay here for the night and leave early tomorrow. The drive just took forever, and it's just night time now, so yeah, so it's just pitch black outside. We were going to go for a walk. In fact, we are about to still go for the walk, but it's too dark that we probably won't film it. So yeah, anyway, our park out, it's not too bad. It's right by a park, and yeah, we're just going to leave tomorrow morning early.
Okay, so we're in the back of the demountable camper now, and this is where we're going to stop for the night. It's a public park, and there's no overnight parking signs. So tomorrow morning, first thing, we've got a really important appointment for winterizing this camper, and we'll show you that tomorrow. For now, I wanted to quickly talk about a really important thing for everybody doing van life, and it's the off-grid power supply source electronics during the winter. It's a massive point of discussion. So basically, the majority of us now are not running on any solar whatsoever. We're running just on DC to DC charger, which is basically the alternator of the engine when you're driving, charges the engine battery and the leisure battery. And We've just gotten a Victron 50 amp charger, which means that we can charge quicker than we used to be able to. However, our biggest problem is we've got a lead battery. And if you don't know what a lead battery is, it's sort of like the difference between, you've got the lithium battery and lead battery. Lithiums are the modern ones that can hold much more juice, and the lead batteries don't hold, they're not as powerful basically, they can't hold as much. Lead batteries are cheaper, they keep the cost down, they're great for the summer when you've got loads of solar, or if you're going to campsites all the time, but off-grid in winter, it might not be the best. These things, if you're going to buy one of these things, you can choose whether you get lithium or lead. So this just obviously came with lead, and we're going to try and work out if it's doable. We don't think it is, and we might need an upgrade pretty quickly. We've just done a 4-hour drive. Let's just quickly check to see what the battery state is. So the highest amount is about 13 volts, and it's on 12.8 volts. So it's on green. The good thing about this battery panel, or this control panel, is it's got green, amber or red, and we're in the green at the moment, but it can go to amber pretty quickly. And that is because there's lots of things that use pumps in here. So the lights don't draw any amps at all. There's LED lights everywhere. They hardly draw any amps, but there's a fan, an extractor fan and a inverter fan here. There's also water pumps, that uses up quite a bit. USB points down here, an inverter which uses up too much power. The inverter powers the boiler, and that uses up so much power that we're not even going to bother trying that, because if we do that, 100% the lead battery won't do. But the most important thing for wintertime van life is this, and that is the diesel heater. The diesel heater, when you turn it on, as everyone who lives in a van knows in the winter, draws the most amount of amps. So you need to have at least in the battery 12.4 volts, and it's on 12.8 now. If we're in Scandinavia and we were having a snowstorm, the battery's running low, we need as much power as possible to keep this running. And it's sort of, you can set it, it's a really good German diesel heating, you can set it to come on at a certain temperature all the time. It's like a thermostat, but it does use up power doing it. So 12.8, if we turn it on now, we'll be able to see how many amps it draws. Okay, so we're on 12.8 battery health, green, and we're currently drawing 2.1 amps per hour with the lights that are on in here at the moment and the USB charging phones and stuff like that. But when we turn the diesel heater on, let's see what happens to this now. So it does this to start off with. See, it's gone down 12.6 volts, 12.5 volts. And we're in the amber already, 12.4 volts. It needs 12.4 volts to start on. So it should start with that. However, look how much it's taken us down to the amber so quickly. Going back up a little bit, it's toying with itself. It hasn't really fully started up yet. It's going to start up in a second fully. But just by turning that on, it's dropped us down to 12.4 volts. So it's absolutely boiling in here now. We've set this to like 16, 17 degrees. And honestly, after this first initial power up, it hardly comes on at all because it stays so warm in this thing because it's got such good insulation and high isolation. But it has caned the battery quite a bit just by starting up. There is a hack around that. Just by starting the engine of the vehicle whilst starting the diesel heater up, you can actually save a lot of your battery being hit from doing it. I mean, we've done that a lot and we will continue to do that. But if there's a snowstorm outside, it's not something that we might do. And we want to be able to have enough battery to be able to survive in the back of here in case the worst happens for a number of days even, with enough water and that and all the rest of it. So we are going to keep an eye on it. It's not ideal because of the lead battery. If we had lithium, I'm sure it would be much better. We are leaning more towards if we can get the lithium sorted in time to go and do that. However, we're going to keep an eye on the battery health now. Over the course of the evening, we're going to use the taps and the various pumps and switches and stuff, and just keep an eye on it, and we'll show you any changes to the battery health. But for now, we're going to go to bed because it's night time, and tomorrow we're going to wake up for this appointment, which is absolutely essential. I think you'll agree when you see it. Right here on my lap, I am holding our lifeline for this trip. We've actually made the decision to turn off the inverter in the back of the Gladiator for the whole of this Arctic journey, and the reason being is because we want to prioritize all of our juice from our battery for the diesel heater. We need to keep that thing running all the time. So we don't want any other sort of diversions from that. The solution for everything else is this power bank that I've got on my knee right here. It's very compact, it's very good. It's the Jackery 1000 version 2. And the technology's come along so much now. Not only is it sort of like app controlled and really quiet when it's running, but it's also a 1500 watt inverter in this tiny little space that you can just pick up and carry. And we're actually going to keep it charging via the cigarette lighter all the time whilst we're driving. So hopefully it'll just keep charging it up all the time. And we're going to run, like, because of its huge amount of power capacity, we're going to be charging our laptops. Even Janine can use, if she wants to use a hairdryer or straighteners or anything like that. But it's going to be more of a lifeline to us, so that we know we've got a little pocket heater that plugs in via 3-pin 240 volt. We know that we could always, if the diesel heater breaks, we've got this to rely on. And we've had Jackeries throughout the whole of the time we're doing van life, and they've just worked really well. This should last us 10 years. It's got 4,000 cycles in it. And now they've got emergency charging, which means you get a full battery in just 1 hour, which is incredible. There's loads of cool features with the Jackery and loads of USB ports and 3-pin plugs and what have you on this, including a torch, which is always handy in when you've got a full day of darkness. But also Jackery have got some amazing Black Friday deals going on. Just head to the link in the description of this video and you'll be able to see them. Also, grab yourself an extra 3% discount by using the code HAPPY03 at checkout. And thank you to Jackery for sponsoring this video as well.
Okay, cool. So we've bought a couple of things that are going to help us keep snug and warm in the van. Two of them, we've bought a couple of rugs, and one of them's quite sort of cozy and fluffy and warm. So that we're going to put in the kitchen. When we get down off the bed, when we've got no socks on and stuff, we can just land on that and not have to put our feet on the cold floor. So that's really handy. The other one just sits up at the dining room table, so when we're eating and stuff we can just have something nice to put our feet on. The other thing is our bedding, and I'll show you our bedding when I set up the bed, but it's amazing.
Thank you. Biggest cup of tea in the world.
Okay, cool. So I'm just getting into bed now, and I just wanted to show you one last thing, and it's our duvet cover. Our friend, actually, called Gary, he showed us his duvet cover because he wanted to show us how like warm and snuggly it is. And so we felt it, and it just felt so soft and nice. So we bought this duvet cover, and it's called teddy bear bedding. And if you know about teddy bear bedding, you know how good it is. And so we bought it, we've put it on. And the reason why it's so good is because, you know, when you get into bed and it's cold when you first get into bed, well, this bedding takes the edge off. It's kind of warm already when you get into it. And that's why we wanted it. And it's just so soft. It's lovely. I really like it, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. So yeah, that should keep us nice and snug inside this van, as well as the diesel heater, of course. What do you think of the teddy bear bedding?
I'm not someone who likes to be too warm at night, but I'm absolutely sold on teddy bear bedding. I never thought I'd like something like this, but now I think it's the only way forward.
It really is.
I'm down.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
This could be the start of something beautiful, a love I've never known before. This feels so real, the day you swept me off my feet. You're better than I ever wanted, you're the one that I never saw coming.
What a beautiful park up. It's really nice when you arrive somewhere late at night and then wake up in the morning and you realise you're actually somewhere really nice. It's a good feeling. It's a bit of a surprise when I opened the door just then and I saw these colourful autumnal trees in front of me. It was just really nice.
Cool, so this was a great little park up actually, and just dog walkers in the morning and all that sort of business, very friendly people about, and we had the diesel heater going all night and it massively affected the batteries to the point that we might not be able to start the diesel heater up again because it hasn't got enough juice. But right now, anyway, before we deal with that, we're going to go and get one of the most, it's really urgently important thing for winter van life in sub-zero temperatures. You just can't go to Scandinavia without one. So we're going to go and get that installed locally now.
I see you're trying hard to pretend, but this house is no.
All right, we're here at this random farm in the middle of the beautiful countryside, and it's a place where they install preheaters for the engine. So basically, when you go to obviously freezing temperatures, you're dealing with the engine obviously just not starting because it's all frozen up. A preheater stops that. It's very, very simple terms. I don't fully understand it myself. What I didn't realise when Alex Frood from Mispronounced Adventures said to us that you're going to have a preheater, he spends a lot of time in the Arctic, was that I didn't realise how rare it is to find somebody who can do it. I thought maybe is it something that every mechanic can do? Turns out it isn't. It's a very specialist job. So Paul at adventurevanlife.com, he's also got a YouTube channel, runs Autotherm with Owen and James here, and they pulled in a massive favour for us. In fact, without these guys being able to install this preheater, we wouldn't have been able to go to Scandinavia. They literally saved our trip. So we're so, so grateful. We're very, very grateful to them and to everybody who's pulling out the stops to make this happen, this trip happen for us. Because without even the wheels as well, we couldn't do it. And there's various other things. And even, let's face it, the lithium batteries that we're going to need. But we'll get onto that shortly. So this is a 3-hour job. We're going to leave this here for 3 hours and get them to do it. And we are just, as I said, just so grateful to it. And let's see what happens. So we're at Autotherm, adventurevanlife.com have sorted us out these. This is a preheater for the engine, this tiny little thing here. What does it do?
It basically heats water, and in this case it's going to heat the coolant and preheat the engine, so it'll help it run in cold weather.
So we can go to sub-zero temperatures and we don't have to worry. You can. This is it's on a timer as well.
Yes, that's right. It's got a 7-day timer with it. You can set 3 different days, and you can have it come on every day or every working day or whichever days you want a week. At a specific time, it'll run for 2 hours and then stop.
It's amazing. So basically, with this thing, we can have it already on before we get into the vehicle. And Owen was just telling us before that even the hot air will be able to come on straight away. If you think about even in Britain, if you go to Scotland for the winter or anything like that, that how much does it use the engine to heat it up in the morning? You were saying about
exactly, yeah. They use. This will put out 5 kilowatts of heat. Now 5 kilowatts in a cab that size is nothing. So it's going to really warm it up. It'll easily do that because we have these on canal boats, even 72-foot wide beam boats, working as the central heating system, the only central heating, and also providing a couple of 100 litres of hot water for showers and domestic water. So to preheat an engine,
it's nothing. It's doing the least amount it can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can heat a whole canal boat, boiler, central heating, the lot. It's absolutely fascinating. So this little thing, basically, without this and without Owen's kindness and his skills and stuff out here, we wouldn't be able to go to Scandinavia. So it's a central bit of kit.
Yeah. And they've been tested down to minus 50.
Minus 50? Yeah. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. I don't want to be in minus 50. No one wants to be in minus 50. But just in case, it's good to know.
But if you are, your engine will start.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Me and Liam have just been under the van. Under the van.
It's just strange, isn't it? It just defies.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I got my flag held high without a stitch of.
How's it going?
Yeah, well, it's all plumbed in, and as soon as we've finished off the controller, then we'll give it a go, put the fuses in and see if it works.
Amazing.
It's quite simple how it works, really. It's a diesel heater charging up heating up the engine, but it's just so important. It's so important, and it's taken a long time to install it, but it's essential.
It gives me so much more confidence going away.
Same.
Job done.
Nice. Oh, it's really cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'll just show it quickly. So in here now we've got a little controller, little diesel heater controller. liquid heater control, and it's just here. So all we do is before, or I can set a timer even if I read the instructions, but if not, I could come in here in the morning, an hour before we want to set off, turn it on, it'll heat everything up, and then we can come back after an hour and it's good to go, right? Yeah. And then we're good to go. So that's amazing. Something so simple but so important. And if you're going to go to the Arctic, or you're going to go even to like northern Scotland during the winter, or any icy conditions, it's worth getting these installed from these guys, which is adventurevanlife.com. So remember that. I'll leave the details to these guys in the description of this video, the link and everything. So go and check them out.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. You're welcome.
Time was knocking on, so we hit the road and nestled down for the evening, peaceful in the knowledge that we have an amazing new preheater for our engine. We've also decided to bite the bullet and booked an appointment to get another essential upgrade for the vehicle, something we may not have needed had we not been going to Arctic conditions. But this trip ahead of us will be extremely challenging, with temperatures as low as possibly -30 to -40, so we don't want to take any risks. The following morning, we made our way to Fogstar.
So, as you might have guessed through our general tone for this whole video, we decided to get the necessary upgrade that we needed for going to the Arctic to keep ourselves safe, to be honest with you. And our friends at Fogstar have managed to squeeze us in super last minute to do it as well, which we are eternally grateful for. So we're going to go show you that upgrade now. So we're in Fogstar. Fogstar basically do lithium batteries. They're one of the market leaders. And they've got, well, I'll tell you what they do market leading is they've got the most powerful lithium battery you can get anywhere right here. It's a 628 amp hour lithium battery. I think it's called the Beast. If not, it's the next one up from that. We're not going to get that today. What we're trying to find, thanks to the Fogstar, is we're trying to find something that fits where the lead battery once was. So we're going to get rid of the lead battery and put a lithium battery in. With that, hopefully making the whole off-grid setup better. This is what these guys do, is they just make your off-grid setup in a camper van or a boat or a cabin or whatever so much better, so you can last for longer without, for us in our case, without going to a campsite or whatever. So huge amounts to choose from the very, very, very affordable 100 amp hour Eco one to the Beast over here, which is like over 600 amp hour. So something will work. We just got to find out which one.
After spending some time discussing our needs with the super helpful guys at Fogstar, they fitted the suitable battery into the van and set us up on the Fogstar app to keep an eye on the van's power.
Can't believe it, they've actually managed to do it. The lead battery is gone, and in it is a 230 amp hour lithium battery, a brilliant Fogstar lithium battery, and we're so grateful to Fogstar. By the way, if you wanted a lithium battery for your van, they've got, you've just seen the whole range there. They are incredible. I think they're the most affordable batteries on the market at the moment as well, and they're really, really nice guys. So we'll make sure we leave all the details to those guys, links and everything, so you can go and get one yourself, and we recommend them. And we're going to look forward to using this in the Arctic as well, as an essential bit of kit, we believe.
That is absolutely amazing. And off we go, next and final appointment. But first, I want to show you something else that me and Liam are both doing to winterize ourselves. So let's go. I am about to show you what clothes I have bought for this adventure. Obviously clothing is really important because we're going into minus temperatures and we have to get the clothes correct. Like a jacket, for example, my jacket would not do. The yellow jacket that I've got, absolutely 100% I would be freezing in that thing. So I've had to buy another jacket, and I've bought a few other things as well, and I'm going to show you that now. So first of all, I'm going to show you my jacket. I bought this from Mountain Warehouse for £60 it cost me, and it says that it can go to minus 40 temperatures, or I don't know, it says it goes to minus 40 or it'll keep me warm to minus 40. I'm not quite sure what it means, but it's thermal and it's just perfect for this adventure. So that's that. And I'm going to put that on now because it's actually quite cold. Okay, cool. It's actually a really nice jacket. It's keeping me so nice and warm. The next thing on the list, I bought some gloves. These go down to -20. I couldn't find any that go to -40. So I just got these for now, but these are from Trespass. I can't remember how much they were, but there's a sale on there all the time. The next thing I bought was a fleece neck warmer from Trespass, and I also bought leg warmers, a pink fluffy hood from Amazon, a beautiful sort of fleece thing that has no arms, just like a body warmer, and that is from, I've already spilt curry down it, which is, it needs a wash, and that is from Mountain Warehouse. So I decided to get some Marks and Spencer's thermal leggings, and they are so soft and warm. If you're like me and you like really nice textures on your clothes, then head to Marks and Spencer's. They're quite expensive, actually. You can get them on Vinted, and I'll show you what I got on Vinted now. These are also from Marks and Spencer's, and they're like the same sort of material, the heat gen, that material, only it's like a top, and that's going to keep me warm. I've got 2 of them from Vinted for quite cheap, which is really good. And then I bought myself one, before I checked Vinted, I bought myself one from Marks and Spencer's. So I've got 3 thermal long sleeve tops, and I've got 2 fleeces also from Vinted. I bought from Mountain Warehouse a pair of really thick trousers that are fleece lined, so they've got fleece in and they're dead thick. They're hopefully going to keep me really nice and snug and warm in the minus temperatures. And last but not least, and you're going to think, why on earth are you taking this? I have got a bikini. Now that is because obviously in these sort of countries they have like saunas out in the cold, so you get to use the saunas, so I'm taking my bikini for that circumstance. And that's about it, apart from my snow boots, which I got from Vinted for the bargain price of £15 or £16 or something. So that's going to be really handy when we get out to the snowy conditions. And we've got some sort of spikes to put at the bottom of it in case we're in ice, we don't want to slip over. So they were from Amazon as well. And apart from all the other real basics, which I'm not going to show you, that is my kit for going to the Arctic. So what are you taking, Liam?
My main bit of kit is a ski jacket, much like Janine's, and I managed to get a set for less than 60 quid from Mountain Warehouse because it was on sale. So I've got like a minus 30, 40 ski jacket, plus ski trousers with the braces as well, for the whole lot for like 50, 60 quid, which is amazing. So that's the biggest part of our kit. This was Janine's idea, I don't know where she saw it, but you can get these things for like on Amazon, and they're rubber studs for having better grip on the ice, and they're only like small, but they're quite sharp, and apparently by the reviews they're brilliant. So we've got a pair of these each. You stick them over the top of your shoes, and they stop you from falling over in the ice, and it's like 8 quid. And then I've got as well, I'm wearing them already, I'm wearing barefoot Arctic shoes from a new company called Nature Connect, or Nature Connect. Yeah, so these are really, really warm, waterproof, snowproof, and I've got snow boots as well. Have you showed them snow boots? I'll show you snow boots quickly. These are snow boots. Decathlon do really, really cheap snow boots, and they're waterproof, and they're like wellies for the snow, basically. So, essential bit of kit. We've tried to get a lot of our sort of undergarments from Vinted and stuff, but some stuff. Yes, I think for our underwear we should get used underwear rather than new. And this is a waterproof sort of bag that's come highly rated as well, that we're going to use because Janine's going to be taking off a lot. She's going to be putting lots of layers on and taking lots of layers off all the time. So I thought I need a bag that suffices. So this is just a backpack that we can take out with us in the daytime. And also, one of the most important things is we've got shed loads of supplemental vitamin D3 that everybody, whether you go to the Arctic or not, should be taking. So this is the most important thing as far as I'm aware, as well as a ski jacket. Okay, so we're back in the camper truck and we are driving to Rogue Alloy. The legends at Rogue Alloy have managed to pull out a favour last minute for us, and we are so grateful. As you remember, we have got mud and snow tyres. They're just not quite good enough for where we're going, and we want it to be extra super safe because I'm not used to driving in those conditions at all. So they managed to get us some winter tyres and apparently some badass winter wheels as well to go with it. So this is going to be really interesting. And we're getting a delivery to Rogue Alloy for something extra that you really need if you're going to the Arctic for winter. So let's head there now. Our appointment is just in a few minutes. These are our tyres at the moment, and they are pretty good, but they're not really good, and definitely not good for when you get to Sweden. There's like certain laws that you've got to have a certain grade, and that's what these tyres are. So this is what it looks like before, and in an hour and a half time, we'll see what it looks like after.
Check out this tyre. It's like the same size as me. It's absolutely massive.
You're testing out your new jacket.
Oh, it's cold.
You shouldn't be cold in a -40 jacket in about 10 degrees or 8 degrees.
Yeah.
I think our thing's done. I've heard a beep. That was like a very successful sort of like it's finished beep. That's good timing.
Yeah, woo.
And we got new wheels, and they look absolutely amazing. They're just fantastic. They almost look like snowflakes, which is why we really liked them.
Oh my god, they're so cool. They make the vehicle just look so different, don't they?
Yeah.
They just add that final touch. And it looks so cool.
Yeah, it
Looks really badass now. Yeah. Oh, they're really nice.
So these are our new wheels, and don't they look amazing? We love the rims. They're called Rubies apparently, the Rogue Alloy Rubies, and they look like snowflakes, so very, very fitting for this trip. The tyres that they put on are Free Peak Snow approved tyres, which are a legal requirement, we believe, when you get to Sweden in the winter. The ones that we had before weren't. So thank you to Rogue Alloy for fitting us in very last minute. We will not forget it. I will leave the link and description and all details about Rogue Alloy in the description of this video. So please go check them out if you want any incredible looking wheels or tyres for your van, camper van, motorhome, whatever. We've got snow chains, before you ask. We just need to go to the south coast and pick them up. In fact, right now, we think we've ticked everything off the list, and we are going to be heading to the south coast to go and get the ferry or the tunnel, whichever one is going to work out sort of cheaper, I guess. We'll see what happens to that. And this we've just got ordered here as well. This has nothing to do with Rogue Alloy. This is a separate company called Supertrax, and these are tyre studs. Believe it or not, those brand new tyres that we've got, those beautiful tyres, we're going to be screwing 320 little studs into them so that we can grip onto the ice. That isn't a legal requirement, but apparently it's a bit of a necessity. That should be very interesting. Along with the snow chains, I've never done it before. More about that as we go further north. Thank you for watching this video on all of our upgrades. If we thought it'd be really interested in showing you how we're going to winterize this whole vehicle and winterize ourselves. And the next step, thankfully, after all of the running around the country that we've been doing, is to actually just go across to Europe and begin the journey to Lapland. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see us take on this journey in this Gladiator, Hotomobil Gladiator camper truck, then hopefully next time you'll see us be on our way. Thanks for watching again.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.